everybody? It's your boy Brendan, aka Drip, back with another video. In today's video, we have a post-ban list. Not Magnite, sorry. Got ahead of myself. Orcust deck profile. If you all know and you've been members of the channel for a long time, you know this is my baby. I love this deck so much. And when I found out we got Heart back, I literally jumped to the roof. I didn't even really pay much of attention to the hits that they did to tier, even though it broke my heart because I'm a tier player at heart and tier player forever. Tier best deck. Besides Orcust. But they released our boy Harp, so I had to hit the labs. One thing I will say is be on the lookout if you are an Orcust fanboy like myself. Then be on the lookout because I have like 4 different versions of Orcust itself that I think are all going to be very playable this format, but moving forward. So be on the lookout for that. I'm going to drop them probably back to back to back to back. And like I said, I got like 4 different versions. I got this one. I have Orcust Mech Knight. I have the Horus version, and then I have a hybrid. So be on the lookout for those. But before we get into this, if you don't mind, please hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe, bell notifications so you never miss an upload, and check the description for all the ways to support me: Discord, PayPal, Patreon, all that good stuff's down there in the description. Other than that, let's go ahead and get into this. My lineup, even though it's going to be a lot different than what a lot of people do, this is just what I like. This is what I'm comfortable with, and this is what works for me. You can move it around, move things around to you see fit, how you see fit. But this, other than that, this is how I like it. Even with having Heart back, it doesn't change. We got 3 Gearsu, 2 Nightmare, 2 Skeleton, 1, 2 Wand. I like 2. I know a lot of people like 1. Definitely now that we have Hearth back, but he's a good extender because even if you draw him in hand, he is a brick. I get that. I do get it. Trust me. I've been playing this deck since day 0 back in the day. So I know all the restrictions and like the consequences that come with playing this at multiples while still having Heart back. So I get that. But this being an extender is really nice too because it puts another body on board and help us get to our end board. And then your boy. The boy is back. I love this card so much. I've been praying for this card to come back for 3 years now. It's kind of sad. These two have never been in the same deck together because this got banned like 3 weeks before this was released. So feels bad, but feels good now that they get to see one another. And just wreck the meta. And then honorary Gearsu, Armageddon Knight. Only 1 copy. That's all you need. That's all you're allowed to play. On to the secondary engine. If you couldn't already tell, it's going to be Runick. We got 3 Tip, 3 Freezing Curse, 3 Flashing Fire, 3 Destruction, 2 Slumber, and then 1 Dispelling. I think as the format shifts, I'm going to try to find a way to put another Dispelling in here because I just feel like there's going to be a lot of decks that are going to be trying to add this format. So the second Dispelling is going to be kind of clutch. Other than that, this is a very standard lineup. Golden Droplets is garbage. Anybody who plays that card is just asking to lose. The whole point of Runick is to gain card advantage and deny your opponent card advantage. And giving them card advantage with a draw is not worth the 4 that you banish off the top. It's not worth it. So, yeah. There's a lot of times where I'd like to try to find a way to run 3 Slumber, but I just never have room for it. Definitely, and then with the lab going to be running around, 3 Destruction is going to be really nice. Runick, though, typically has a fair and a good matchup against lab regardless because of this card and a lot of other things, so I'm not really worried about that matchup, in my personal opinion. But, yeah, this is it for the Runick cards. Like I said, other than the Dispelling, everything's going to be probably the same for the rest of the format, even though the ban list is not even legal at the time I'm dropping this video. It's literally the 22nd of December when I'm dropping this. So, but the Dispelling I think is going to be the only thing that will potentially change, and that wouldn't even change unless we get into like a ad heavy format like Vanadium and all that. Also, it's really good against Fire Kings too. So if they go Fire King Island, you go on Resolution, you go this to try to hit one. So feels good. Moving forward with the next engine. Well, next engine to the generic. The 2 generic spells. I'm not running Upstart Goblin. I know a couple of y'all are probably going to ask about it. I'm not running Upstart. I mean, you can if you want to. I don't think you need it because you got Fountain. I mean, yeah, it adds consistency, but it doesn't really you're already losing your battle phase in this deck anyways, so you don't really want to be giving your opponent life points. Granted, we play monster in an X deck that makes it very easy to kill. For some reason, I've already seen a couple of lists of people that play this deck or playing this version of the deck or any kind of Orcus variant and not running it. I find that very incorrect because this card that you'll see in the X deck is just absolutely bonkers, and I've ran it in Orcus ever since I've been playing Orcust. And definitely in this version, it's absolutely cracked because your runic cards fuel it. If you know, comment the timestamp. Right now it's 5:32 in the video. Comment down below in the comment section this timestamp if you guessed the card right now. But other than that, one talents. I don't want to run one more. I don't want to run more. God, I can't talk. Because you don't want to see this in multiples because you're drawing so much with Fountain. You just don't want to see this in multiples. You either want to draw with it, or you want to steal with it, or rip one with it. You don't want to draw off of this or Fountain and just see multiple. And then Foolish Barrel is just a free extender to laugh at your opponent for imperming or Valorine or Ashing your Gearsu or your Hugin. Hand traps, just 3 Ash. I think this card's kind of mandatory. Potentially move forward. It's not going to be probably the most high impact one. I think Imperm is still potentially going to be the most high impact. Because Rescue Ace ain't going nowhere, and then it's good against Grunix. So, but Ash is still Ash nonetheless, and I like to try to cover what the Runic cards can't cover. On top of that, I don't like stacking my deck full of Runic cards and not having and losing a die roll and not having a single interaction with my opponent's turn if I lose the die roll. So Ash is just generic and hits everything. Not only that, at the beginning, early stages of the format, I feel like a lot of people are going to go back to Brain Dead, aka Branded. So just until the format fills out. So it's really good against that too. One return, and then the next thing I know is going to be kind of like a lot of people don't like it, but you're playing a control version of Orcust, not a mid-range version of Orcust. Granted, it's kind of like mid-range, but it's more control than mid. And I'm playing 3 Crescendo. I know a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people want to like run a 1, maximum of 2, but the third one comes up because with you drawing so much, this is not even that bad of a pitch because you can have it in graveyard and it's live to add back whatever you want. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, if you're running 3 Crescendo, you might as well just run 1/1 so you don't have to worry about bricking because worst case scenario, you just banish this to add back. Yeah, I get that, but I mainly want to banish this to search Gearsu. That's literally what I want to do. I want to be able to banish this, search Gearsu, and then make this live again by recycling. Because if you just simplify what your deck's trying to do, and you just literally just keep looping Galatea and then Gearsu to keep sending their crap away with Gearsu, and then making Galatea to reset this, by the time you get to the second or third one, you're just going to kill them. With that being said, if you kill them before the third one, but I still like 3 because this deck likes to grind, and like I said, we can't kill until like turn 4, turn 5. So you want to maximize the being able to keep control of the game state, and 3 Crescendo does very well at that. Moving forward, last 3 cards in the deck is 3 Imperm. Granted, I know a lot of people like, why are you running this if you obviously have freezing curses? Well, like I said before, if I lose a die roll, I want interaction on my opponent's turn. These could very well be nibs. The ashes very well could be nibs or anything like that, whatever you think is high impact. Just in this version, I just want to. Turbulence is still going to be a problem, and I'm still wanting to respect it, so that's why we play this. Give us 6 chances to hit it, 3 if we lose the die roll. Onto the extra deck. The extra deck is literally perfect. There's not a card that I would probably change for the extra deck. Shout out to World Legacy Token. The extra deck, I've put a lot of crafting and theorying into, so yeah. We got 1 Linker Evo. Linker Evo's Linker Evo. 2 Galatea Bay, the best girl. Then we got 1 Little Knight, and then 1 Azalea. The reason why I run Azalea is because when you use the Crescendo to banish, you're locked into dark machines, but you still want an SP Little Knight-esque effect. Well, you can just make Azalea because Azalea is a great value brand Little Knight, but she's a dark machine, which means we can make her under the lock of Crescendo. And it's just sometimes it's nice to kind of have all 3 of these girls in rotation, anyways. Because like if you get this established and you already have this out of your extra monster zone, and like you have like this and then like this here, and then like hurt anywhere really. This card's a problem too because being it if they attack into her, you can just banish a spell from the graveyard, and obviously we're gonna have spells. It almost feels like spell books or striker in that regard of having plenty of spells in the graveyard. You just banish a spell from the graveyard and then destroy that monster, whether you're attacking into it or they're attacking into you. It makes it really hard to out this card, and it's a problem. So we like making problem cards for our opponent. And then the Dark Charmer, and then Masquerena. Typically, your inboard you want to end on Crescendo, Fountain, and then Masquerena. So you have Crescendo negate plus your runic cards in hand, and then you're gonna make the best girl on your opponent's turn and just blow them out, and then you just win. So yeah, that's the ideal goal. It's very easy to get there. That's another reason why we run the wand, because the wand is an extender. Because once you use like Nightmare or something to send the wand to the graveyard, you can, and you have the wand in hand, you can just special summon the second copy with the first effect. So yeah, moving on to the rest of the extra deck. One long gear suit doesn't really come up that much, but when it does, and it's nice to have because if they have a whole board and it's really hard to clear it, you just use this clear a monster, and then it can also clear a nib token too, which is really nice. And then you just put Ding on top of this. And then the monster that just kills, it just kills. And this is the one that I was talking about that I don't understand why people are playing Access Code Talker or all those trash cards over this guy. Topologic Zoroboros. This card is absolutely fucking disgusting because by the time you get to the point to resolve this card, you don't give a shit about your fountain or anything like that because you're just going to kill them. Because this guy, if you don't know, he's old as heck, and Konami actually eroded this card to make him better than he was. He gains 200 attack for each banished card. So when you're milling your opponent's deck and banishing their stuff, plus you banishing your stuff for combo, this guy can just get huge. Then if anything is summoned to a zone a link monster points to, whether it's his or not, if you're playing against a mirror, playing against something, this will trigger and activate and banish everything, and then come back during the next standby phase. Not your next standby phase, the next standby phase. So if you do it on your turn, it comes back during your opponent's, and then you can, if they're playing a link deck, you just set this in the middle and lock out both their extra monster zones, which is really nice. And then when you get a battle phase, you just kill them for like 20,000 plus whatever. So the OG, I think this is the OG printing one, yeah. So this doesn't have the updated text, but they used to come back during only your standby phase. Now it comes back during the standby phase. And this is just how you kill. You don't need that access code talker bullcrap. And then I'm running two Dingirsu. Shout outs to the OG Ulti and shout outs to the Konami for the rarity collection. Two Ding, I've seen a couple of people drop it down to one. I don't think it's necessary. Definitely in the Runic version, because this deck just wants to grind. It wants to force your opponent to grind, so you always want to have more resources than your opponent regardless. So, and then I got a proxy. I'm sorry, I'm trash at this game, but it's Typhon Sky Crisis, aka Emperor Zurg from Toy Story. Zurg is really nasty because nothing in our deck besides Zoroboros can get above 3K unless you target something with Nightmare or whatever. Other than that, they don't get that big. So you can just can low key make him and can keep him as a floodgate forever, and just keep winning. So Typhon's just really gross in this deck. And then we got two Hugin. The second one comes up definitely in the grind, and then one Jerry, Fairy Jerry, the boy. Other than that, that's basically it for the extra deck. One, sometimes I wish I would have had a second Gary, but I feel like I wasn't winning those situations regardless. And then two Hugin, like I said, because two Hugin is mandatory. If they Asher Imperm the first one, you can't get the Runick Engine, then you need the second one to get you there. That's clean 15. The extra deck I think for this version of the deck, the extra deck is literally perfect. It's not a single card I would change. Yeah. Like I said, I've been playing this deck for years, and I have a lot of testing with the Runick Runick Orcust. I've been playing Runick Orcust before a lot of people were. So, yeah, I don't think you should change anything. If you think so, then you have something different for your locals, and go for it. I just think if you're playing for a bigger event, I think it is perfect. You can give it a try and let me know what you think down below. But other than that, I think that's it for the main and extra. There's no side deck with this one. If you have any questions for side decking, just let me know in the comment section. I read all the comments. So, I'll comment back to you and help you out with that if you need help with it or understanding a couple of things. But if you are an Orcus fan, and just go ahead and hit the subscribe button while you're here, if you don't mind, because a lot of us are here on this channel. Also, be on the lookout for different versions of the deck. I have a Runick, which is this one. I have Horus. I have Runick Horus Orcust, and then I'm going to be trying to redo my Mech Knight one because I don't want to spoil too much, but Ib came off the ban list, and she can search World Legacy cards. And guess what? Brass Bombard is a level 1 tuner, and whatchamacallit, your boy Gearsu is a level 4, and he can also become a tuner. And guess what else? Gary is a level 4 with Brass Bombard. You see where I'm going with this? Yeah, I'm going to be in the labs cooking with that. I don't really have that list finalized yet, but I do have the other two, the Horus Orcust and the Horus Orcust Runick. I also don't like the Bestial package. I'm sorry. I don't think you're going to get much versatility out of that moving forward because we're going to be going into a fire-heavy format. The only time the Bestials will probably ever come up is if you're playing against Branded, maybe Tier or Vanadium. So in all reality, the percentage of being able to use Bestials, the highest percentage you'll probably get is playing against Vanadium because Branded is not going to be hardly anywhere, and I think I'm probably going to be the only person next format playing Tier. So I don't think anybody else is going to be playing it because they don't think it's good, but it's still good. But yeah, be on the lookout for that. And I love you guys so much. Give this deck a try. Give everything a try. Let me know what you think, and let me know how long you've been playing Orcust and all that good stuff down below in the comments section. But other than that, I love you guys so much. It's your boy Brendan, AK Drip from Team D.D. Sign out till next time. Peace. Good doing, my guys.